Welcome to today's video. In this episode, we are exploring the Mauryan Empire, one of the most powerful and well organized empires in the ancient Indian history. We will look into how the empire was governed, how its society functioned, and how its economy became one of the strongest of its time. Let's begin. The administration of the Mauryan Empire was extremely centralized and efficient. At the top stood the king, considered the protector and supreme authority of the realm. He was supported by a council of ministers called the Mantri Parishad. This council included the crown prince, the chief priest, the commander in chief of the army, and financial officers responsible for taxes and treasury management. One important figure was the revenue officer who collected taxes from across the empire, while another key officials managed the treasury and state accounts. The empire was divided into several provinces, each governed by a prince or a trusted official. Major cities like Patliputra, Ujjain, Taxila, and Koshambi were not only administrative centers but also hubs of trade and culture. Each province was further broken down into districts and villages, with officials appointed to supervise everything from irrigation to road maintenance. The military organization of the Mauryan Empire was remarkably advanced. The army included infantry, cavalry, chariots, war elephants, and even a navy. A special administrative board of 30 officers were divided into committees, each handling a different branch of the forces. Their structure allowed the Mauryan Empire to maintain one of the largest and the best coordinated armies in the ancient world. To maintain law and order, the empire used a highly organized intelligence system. There were stationary spies who remained in one region, traveling spies who moved from place to place, secret agents who operated undercover, and even specially trained individuals for delicate missions. These agents keep the king informed of internal and external threats. Communication across the empire was supported by the use of official inscriptions engraved on rocks and pillars, which spread the king's policies and moral guidelines through the land. Now let's move to the Mauryan society, which was large, diverse, and structured. According to the ancient observations, society was divided into seven broad occupational groups. These include philosophers and scholars, farmers, herdsmen, artisans and craftsmen, soldiers, legal officials, and administrators. These divisions were based on profession rather than strict hereditary line, giving society a more functional and practical structure. At the same time, the traditional Varna system existed, divided into the Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Social mobility was limited and the roles tended to stay within families, although urban centers provided more opportunities for economic advancement. Women had a mixed status. Royal and upper class women enjoyed privileges and education, while common women often faced more restriction in public life. A central part of the urban society was the guilds, known as Shrenis. They were powerful association of artisans, merchants, and craftsmen. Each guild belonged to a specific trade, like metalworkers, textile weavers, carpenters, or traders, and had its own internal rules. Guilds regulated prices, quality, wages, and even training. They could settle disputes, maintain funds, provide loans, and sometimes issue their own stamped coins. The economic power also gave them influence in local language. The modern government protected artisans and traders. If anyone harmed a craftsman or damaged goods, the state imposed harsh penalties. This protection helped encourage urban growth, trade, and craftsmanship. Teachers, scholars, and philosophers played an important role too, gilding religious and moral life and contributing to intellectual development. Now let's explore the economy of the Mauryan Empire, which was one of the strongest in ancient India. Agriculture formed the backbone of the economy. Most of the population were farmers, and the state paid great attention to irrigation, road, and agricultural expansion. Permanent agriculture settlement ensures steady food production and stable revenue. Farmers paid a tax equal to one-sixth of their produce, a system that was considered fair and efficient for its time. The government also levied taxes on irrigated lands in the form of water taxes. There were state owned lands called Sita lands, which were cultivated either directly by the government or by hired laborers and workers. These lands provide a large portion of state revenue. A special agriculture superintendent supervised cultivation, harvest, and land records. Beyond agriculture, the Mauryan economy thrived on industry and crafts. The state controlled the important sectors such as mining, metalwork, arms manufacturing, salt production, forest and shipbuilding. Skilled artisans produced textiles like cotton and silk, pottery, jewelry, weaponry, leather goods, and high quality metal tools. These industries often operated under guild supervision and contributed greatly to the wealth of the empire. Trade was equally vibrant. Internal trade connected all major cities and market centers. The government monitored trade routes, collected toll taxes, and regulated prices and weights to prevent cheating. Markets were supervised by officials who checked quality and measured goods. External trade connected to the Mauryan Empire with the regions such as Hellenistic world, Persia, and Southeast Asia. Valuable exports included spices, cotton textiles, silk, ivory, jewels, and perfumes. The empire used punch marked silver coins, which served as the main currency and facilitated trade across regions. Lending on credit was common, and both private merchants and guilds provided loans to traders and craftsmen. To manage this vast economy, the Mauryans had a well organized tax administration. The chief revenue officer collected taxes from provinces, while district officers ensured that taxes were collected in both cash and kind. Taxes were levied on land produce, trade, forest products, mines, shops, and manufacturing. The government even provided relief measures in times of famine, showing a common concern for public welfare. Putting all these elements together, we see that the Mauryan Empire was a highly structured and sophisticated state. Its centralized administration, powerful army, extensive spy network, and clear communication channels made governing such a large empire possible. Society functioned through organized profession and strong guilds, while the economy blended agriculture, industry, trade, and state control in a balanced system. The combination of efficient governance, social organization, and economic strength is what made the Mauryan Empire a golden chapter in ancient Indian history. Its legacy continued to influence political and economic systems long after its decline. Thank you for watching this detailed exploration of the Mauryan Empire's administration, society, and economy. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with others who love history. Let me know in the comments which empire or period you'd like to learn about next.